Hello all you magical folk, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. So today I'm actually really excited because I'm going to be doing a cooking video for you today. I have not done a cooking video on my channel as of yet, so yeah, this is something a little bit different, a little bit new for me, and if it goes well, hopefully I'll be able to do more as well if I get some more ideas. This specific video I'm going to be doing, I've had this idea for a while, but yeah, I've never quite got around to actually doing it on a video. So I'm going to be making Honeydukes chocolate frog cupcakes with another magical twist as well. And yeah, I'm really excited. So do carry on watching. And if you are new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button to become part of my magical community. Don't forget to hit those notification bells to be notified every time I upload a video. And also don't forget to check me out on my social media. Okay, so like I said, we are going to be making Honeydukes chocolate frog cupcakes with a little bit of a magical twist as well. I'm going to be adding something to the chocolate frogs that you may not have expected initially, so I'm very excited about those. Okay, so I am technically cheating a little bit here. I am going to be using a box cupcake mix for the actual cupcake themselves, not the frosting, just the cupcakes. This is not because I can't bake. I can bake cupcakes, it's just I don't want to make a large number of them. I only want to make a small amount, and this one makes 6. And this cost me £1.70. It was really cheap, so I figured, you know what, for the purposes of this video, it's not going to really matter. The actual sort of magic of the video is going to come with the decorating and everything else, so it doesn't really matter that I'm using this sort of bog standard box cupcake mixture. Like I said, I am going to get a little bit more magical when it comes to the decoration, so hopefully you'll forgive me that I'm using a box cupcake mix. But yeah, you can follow any kind of cupcake mix that you want. Obviously, if you want to make a larger quantity, then you can kind of do your own recipes. You can make them vanilla, chocolate, whatever you fancy, but I just wanted to go with a bog standard vanilla cupcake, easy peasy. Right, so in this box we have the cupcake mix itself, which is not that one. It's this one. So that's the cupcake mix itself. Then we have some sprinkles and some cupcake things that we don't need. We don't want those. We're throwing those away. My children can make other kind of cupcakes with those at a later date, but for today, we don't need those. So cupcake mix is gonna go straight into my bowl. So in goes the cupcake mixture. Okay, and now for this one, I need to add 1 medium egg and 4 tablespoons of semi-skimmed milk. So I'm going to do that right now. One, 2, plus I think and a half. I'll put just a small one in. 3, and then 4. Okay. Right, so what I've done now is I've put my oven on to preheat. So that's on gas mark 4, and I'm going to mix all this mixture up. Now it does say you're supposed to use an electric whisker, which I do have here, but funny story, I was making my mum a birthday cake the other day and it blew on me. It just started to smoke. I hadn't used it in probably about 5 or 10 minutes when it started. I literally had used it, put it to one side, and it just started to smoke. And I was like, oh my god, that's gonna blow. So I had to quickly unplug it and just leave it outside for a little bit so it didn't like completely blow up my house. But yeah, so we're gonna have to go old fashioned, and we're gonna have to use a little bit of elbow grease and yeah, stir this thing up ourselves. So this might be fun. Stir. Hand mixing such a chore. It says you're supposed to do it for 1 minute, but obviously I'm not as fast as an electric whisker, so I'm gonna have to do it for a little bit longer, I think. I'm just gonna go with what I feel. Switch up the hands. Okay, right. I am actually gonna put my hair up a minute because I should not be baking with my hair down. Right, so the next thing to do now is to pop some cupcake cases into my tin. So like I said earlier on, we did actually get cupcake cases that came with the box, which we're not going to use, they're rubbish. I actually bought these purposely for this video because I really liked that they had the green ones. Now obviously Honeydukes is pink and green, and the frosting on these cupcakes is going to be pink, so I thought I'll go with the green cupcake cases because I thought they looked really Honeydukes like. So I need 6 of these. Here we go. And I'm just going to spoon the mixture into the cases as evenly as possible, and hopefully without making too much mess. I'm making such a mess, I'm not even gonna lie. Okay, so my cupcake mixes are in my cases, so I'm gonna pop those into the oven, and they need to go in for 15 to 18 minutes. Right, so now that the cupcake's in the oven, we're going to be getting on to the slightly more magical part of this baking video. So what I'm going to be doing now is making some chocolate frogs. I'm going to be using this mold, which is from a past Geek Year box. I think I got this either late 2018 or very early 2019. I can't quite remember which box this is in, but yeah, this was in a Geek Year box. But I know you can pick these kind of things up. I think you can get them on Amazon. I think other stores that like do a lot of Harry Potter merchandise do stock these as well. I'm not 100% sure how much they are. I don't think they're too expensive. Like I said, this one was free in a Geek Year box, or say free, bought the Geek Year box. But yeah, this one was in a Geek Year box. And yeah, I'm gonna be making some chocolate frogs. So what I need to do now is get myself a little bowl and a bar of chocolate. And I'm literally just gonna break the chocolate up into really small pieces. Initially, I'm gonna be using about half of the bar. So I've broken my chocolate up into really small pieces, and I'm just gonna pop it into the microwave for a few seconds at a time and melt all that down. Okay, so yeah, my chocolate is nice and melted now. I literally just put it in for like 10 to 15 second blasts, give it a stir between each one, pop it back in if it's not fully melted, but yeah, this is looking good. So what I'm going to be doing is pouring a nice thick layer, but not too thick. I'm not like filling the whole thing up at the minute. I'm just kind of going to be making the initial base. So I'm going to be pouring a nice generous dollop in and just maneuvering all the chocolate around to fill the sides in, make sure everything is covered and it's got a nice thick even layer, but not full, not yet. Okay, so basically just like that. So obviously it's still hollow, but it's got a nice thick layer, and then we're going to put a filling inside in just a moment. I'm just going to do the other 3 minutes. Okay, so once you are finished filling your chocolate frogs, this is what it should look like. They do still need to be hollow, but they've got a nice thick coverage over the bottom, so you can't see any of the plastic shining through, because you want to have a little hidden surprise in the bottom of these. So I'm going to pop these into the fridge now to set, and we'll go through the next step. Okay, so the next step is this filling that I've been talking about. Now you might be saying, I wonder what filling she will put inside her chocolate frogs. Well, I'm actually going to be doing something really, really cool, I hope. I want to fill them with some baby marshmallows, so teeny tiny little marshmallows, but I'm gonna have them in the Hogwarts house colors. So I've got some red, some green, some yellow, and some blue food coloring. I'm gonna be putting 3 marshmallows inside each of the frogs, and they are all gonna be colored differently depending on the Hogwarts house. And then when you take a bite, it'll tell you what your house will be. So yeah, that's really, really fun, I thought. So we're gonna give that a go right now. So I'm going to get a handful of my marshmallows. Okay, so I've got 4 sets of 3 marshmallows, and I'm going to colour each one in the different Hogwarts house colours. Now this part can be rather messy, so I'm going to be starting with yellow first because that's the least messy colour. Okay, I've just turned my ring light off a second so you can see more of what I'm doing. So I've just put a blob of yellow onto one of the marshmallows. I'm going to do that with each one, just a nice little blob on each one. And then all I'm going to do is actually just massage that in and just kind of twist it in my hands and my fingers and just rub all that colouring in to the marshmallow. And then once it's finished, it will look a little something like that. Okay, so we have our yellow marshmallows. I'm just going to wash my hands and I'm going to start the next lot, and then I'm going to wash my hands and do the next lot because your hands get minging. Okay, next we're going for the Ravenclaw blue. Now these don't have to be absolutely perfect because they can go a little bit patchy sometimes, but they don't have to be perfect. This is just a bit of fun. Baking is always about being creative and fun, I find. I think these look so cool when they're done. Okay. We have our Ravenclaw blue. Can't see because of my fingers. Honest to God, this is such a messy job. So make sure you wash your hands in between each one because, ugh. Before I move on to Gryffindor and Slytherin, I'm just going to quickly check on my cupcakes. Oh wow, they're looking great. Oh. Ooh, these look yummy. So I'm going to set those to one side. Okay, so I've set my cupcakes to one side to cool, and I'm going to carry on now doing Gryffindor and Slytherin. So I'm going to go for Gryffindor next. So squidgy. And last but certainly not least, Slytherin. Ooh. Right, so all 4 houses are done. So now what I want to do is I'm going to get the chocolate frogs back out of the fridge, and I'm going to add these inside the chocolate frogs. Now these are actually already nearly solid, so all I'm going to do is just pop them off, just wash my hands. Oh no. Right, so I'm just going to pop the 3 marshmallows into my frogs, like so. Oh no. I'll do the messy ones in a minute. Okay, so there are our chocolate frogs with our 4 house colours marshmallows inside, and then all you have to do is I'm going to use a bit more of the chocolate, melt that down, and I'm just going to cover the entire thing so it's a completely solid chocolate frog. Okay, so once again we have our lovely melted chocolate, and this time I'm just going to literally pour it into each one and cover those marshmallows up and fill our chocolate frogs. You just want to make sure these are nice and even and they cover those marshmallows up. You just maneuver it around your frog until he's nice and even. Okay, so our chocolate frogs are now all full. They've got each of their house colours in. I'm just going to go pop them into the fridge to set. Okay, so now that the chocolate frogs are in the fridge setting, we've got our cupcakes cooling down. I'm now going to be making the frosting to go on top. So I'm going to put the icing sugar that we had from earlier on into my bowl. Oops, a daisy, not making too much of a mess. And then I'm going to be using some unsalted butter to add to that and get that nice and whipped up. Okay, so I need to put about 80 grams of butter into this mix. So I'm just going to add bit by bit. I'm going to make them quite small bits as well because it makes it easier to mix up later. Okay, so now we have 80 grams of butter in here, so I'm just going to go ahead and get that all smushed in. Oh my god, no I'm not. That's just gone everywhere. I love buttercream icing, but it is such a nightmare to mix together. I'm going to get my whisk. Just kind of stab and twist, stab and twist. Times like this I really wish I hadn't broken my hand whisk. This would be so much quicker and easier with a whisk. You're kind of smushing and twisting it. Well, that looks great. It is working, it's just being a bit of a pain. I think I'm going to need some more, to be honest, because it keeps clumping in here. It does look good though, it looks how it's supposed to look, so I'm pretty happy with it. I just wish it wouldn't keep sticking to my spoon, my whisk I should say. Definitely feel like I'm going to need some more, right? That's not that much really, so I definitely feel like I need a bit more. My measurements have kind of gone out the window now, but we'll go with it. We'll just work it through. I'm still quite confident. I've done a lot of baking cakes before. I mean, I'm not like a professional or anything. You won't see me on MasterChef anytime soon, but I've made a lot of like cakes for family and my kids and things like that, and they've always turned out pretty much on the mark of what I wanted them to turn out like. So I'm not feeling disheartened. This is going to turn out fine. It's just I just want a bit more of this frosting because it's just not enough in my opinion. Yeah, so I'm happy now with how that looks and how much we have. I think that's going to be more than enough, so it's better to have too much than not enough. So what I'm going to do now is add the pink food dye in. I'm just going to add it tiny bit because this stuff can be quite strong, and I want it to be a nice shade of pink, but I don't want it to be like too in your face. So drop, ooh, too many drops. Okay, and we're going to mix that food colour in right into the batter. Oh wow, that's pink already, see? You don't need much of this stuff. It's really, really good. Ooh, I like it. I think I can afford just one more drop in here because it's pink, but I just want it slightly more vibrant than this. So I am going to drop one more bit in, just one piece. Yay, one. That's all we need. Teeny tiny little drop in there, and I'm just going to mix that all through. I just want to make sure there's no like little blobs of yellow still in here. So I'm going to give it a really, really good mix up. There we go. What do we think? I think I could do a little bit more again, to be honest. It's still quite baby pinky, and I kind of want it to be a little bit more vibrant, so I am going to add just a tiny bit more, I think. Where am I? It's like a drop and a half. Okay. Yep, I'm very happy with that. Ooh, smells lush. Okay, so yes, I am very happy with that colour. I think that looks absolutely perfect. Oh, right, are you cool yet? Yeah, I think you're pretty good to go. Ooh, I'm excited. So this is the first time I made these specific cupcakes. I've wanted to make them for a long time. But yeah, this is the first time I'm actually making them. So I'm quite excited to see actually how they turn out at the end. So eek, really excited. Right, so next I have a piping bag. You can get these really cheap. I think I picked this one up on eBay, and you can have like interchangeable nozzles. So yeah, I'm literally just gonna pour this into my piping bag and pipe it on each cupcake. A good tip for not making an absolute mess when doing this is get a pint glass or a nice tall glass, pop your piping bag nozzle first into the bag, and then kind of fold it over the sides, making sure it's got a nice big divot inside, and then literally just spoon it in, and it means that you've got minimal mess then. Okay, so like I said, I will not be seen on MasterChef anytime soon. I'm not an expert at doing this, but I have done this a handful of times and I do find it quite fun to do. So literally all you do is get your cupcake and your piping bag, and you just simply squeeze the bag and push the icing onto the bag itself. Onto the cupcake, sorry. You want to push it onto the cupcake. Okay, so it turns out I had plenty of the icing because I still have a whole lot left, and I've done all the cupcakes as full as I can possibly get them. So very bad judgment on my behalf, but like I said earlier on, it's better to have too much than not enough, so that's fine. I'm sure my my kids will find use for that later on. So the next step for my cupcakes is going to be some sprinkles. I've bought some green sprinkles to go on top, so I'm literally just going to have a couple of those on each cupcake, and then I'm going to add my chocolate frogs. Oh no, it hasn't got like a pour spout. It literally is just like you tip it up and it's just going to go everywhere. So this is going to be messy. I'm going to try and get you in so you can see this better. I'm just going to add a couple at a time to each one because otherwise they are going to go absolutely everywhere. And I want to try and not make a complete mess. There's a reason I did this when my kids were in bed, because I didn't want to make a mess. So we'll go slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Just throw the beads at them, okay? Okie dokie. Just gonna swap these around. I can see myself getting like bored and wanting to just pour on top, but I'm not gonna let myself do it. I'm just not. It's not happening. I shall resist the urge. These are looking so cute. These frogs are gonna be absolute ginormous on top of these cupcakes, mind. I did not think about the size of the frogs. Okay, so my cupcakes are finished. They're all iced. They've all got their little green sprinkles on. And now I'm gonna add the chocolate frogs, which, yeah, they're huge. They're really, really big chocolate frogs compared to the size of the cupcakes. But doesn't matter, we're happy with them anyway, so I'm gonna add them. I don't know which ones are which on here. I'm gonna spin them around a few times because I literally don't know which frog is which, and they should hopefully have a nice Hogwarts house colour on the inside when they're done. Oh my god, they're huge, but they look so cool. And here we have our Honeydukes chocolate frog cupcakes. I'm going to get a better view for you in a second so you can see them a little bit better and in more detail, because my ring light is really bright sometimes and it makes it a lot more difficult for you to see. But yeah, I'm really, really chuffed with these. I am so chuffed with how these come out. They pretty much came out exactly how I imagined them coming out. I'm really pleased with them. I'm gonna get my husband to try one on camera because I can't at the minute. I'm dieting and I've had my little treat for today, so I can't eat one today sadly, but I'll probably get one tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna get my husband to try one and see what house he's in as well, because he is a Gryffindor. Normally he is a Gryffindor, but we'll see if that's true, shall we? Okay, so this is my husband Anthony.
Hi.
Come into the shop so you can actually be seen. So you can pick whichever cupcake you want, and obviously then you're gonna bite off the chocolate frog's head or butt, whichever you prefer.
Right, I'll take this bad boy.
Go on then, go for it. And see what Hogwarts house you are in.
So do I just take the frog off?
Yeah, take the frog off.
Yeah. Messy. Messy. I'm in Hufflepuff.
Oh, it's a Hufflepuff. So if you see inside there, you can just see the yellowy marshmallows. So it's a Hufflepuff.
It's actually really good.
Is it nice?
Yeah. No, it's a bit messy though for me to do the cupcake.
It is messy.
Can
Oh, I
have
don't want it on my hand.
You can have some too,
Yeah.
Sharesies.
Ugh. I'll just wash my hands as well.
Oh, shush.
How's the cupcake?
I'm getting there.
Alright. You can see why we're lovingly married.
Was it a good cupcake? Was it a good cupcake? Yeah, the thumbs up for me. The ice cream was nice. Spot on, babe. Bottom.
Lovely.
Good laptop.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like I said, the cupcakes themselves is not really down to me, it's a box mix, but I've got to do everything right, haven't I? For it to turn out nice and actually taste good, I've got to do everything right. So I kind of cheated, but also I still, you know, bake them. So yeah, what did you think of my cupcakes, guys? I was really chuffed with how they turned out. My husband said they tasted really nice as well. It was quite funny as well seeing that he had the Hufflepuff one. Obviously, he's normally a Gryffindor, so he's probably secretly a little bit miffed about that. But I just thought this was really fun. Something you can make with the kids, something you can do for parties. A lot of people do gender reveal things these days, so it could be like a little cool gender reveal thing. So you could put pink inside or blue inside for your genders. And yeah, it was something that I really wanted to do. I had a lot of fun making these cupcakes, a lot of fun making this video. And yeah, go and make yourself some chocolate frog house cupcakes. Look at the mess he made. Blech. Once again, guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you did enjoy it, please give me a magical thumbs up so I know that you're enjoying my videos. Don't forget to click the subscribe button to become part of my little magical community. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos from me, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye, you guys. Don't drop the wand. Video live on my channel. It's the first time I've ever my abilities for this. I have cooked. I have baked before. I'm gonna start this again. I don't know what I'm going on about. The Honeydukes and chocolate try that again. Because I'm gonna be doing a cooking channel. What the hell am I on about? I'm using a. I'm gonna go with that. Looks okay. The consistency. Oh God, you can't see. 15 to 18 minutes. I'm now going to start making the I've got some pink frosting dye. No, I haven't. I've got some pink food colouring. So yeah, those were my chocolate frog house determining chocolate frog.